Hey y'all, what's up? What's up, everybody? What's happening? How y'all doing? What's happening? How y'all doing? What's happening? How y'all doing? What's going on, y'all? It's SW Live Wednesday, and and it's gonna be a great day. I just want to say, welcome in, everybody. Bring your honest opinions, your reviews, your feelings, all that good stuff, because we got a lot to unfold today. And I want to make sure we get through it, because a lot of times it's hard to get to every thing on your agenda that you want to talk about. So especially if some of the topics get kind of like, really, really good or whatever. So welcome in. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday, August 16th, y'all. We are halfway through the month. And we halfway through the month. And so it's going fast. It's doing this thing. August is blowing by. The kids are back in school. College has restarted. Or not restarted, but the moving in, everybody moving in. That's a lot going on. And summer is ending, so that means traffic is back busy, and it's a lot going on. So we wanna we wanna we wanna just say welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, because fall is right around the corner, y'all. And that's one of the special days. We look forward to fall. We look forward to fall because it starts to get a little cooler, hopefully. Um, Hopefully it starts to get a little cooler this fall, y'all, because man, it's been hot. It's been hot, y'all. So hopefully when fall come in, it take a seat and be good to us, because fall, my goodness, help us. The summer has been kicking our ass. So we are looking forward to a joyful transition through fall to get us through to hopefully some good winter weather. But for the most part, it is what it is. We know what we got to do. You just got to stay hydrated. You got to make sure you keep them liquids in you, and make sure your kids keeping liquids in them. Everybody got to stay hydrated. We don't need anybody passing out from dehydration or lack of food because they too hot. It's people that actually said they too hot to eat. Baby, one thing about it, I'm gonna get a meal in and out of me at least once a day, a full meal. I'll probably snack throughout the day, but I'm gonna get a full meal in me once every day at least. So welcome in, welcome in. So anywho, y'all, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm very, very, very happy to discuss this topic, because I do feel like a lot of times there's a foreshadow over this subject, because people are very, very lethargic with trying to um not hurt people's feelings because of the truth. And sweetheart, what I've come to accept about life is that the truth is the truth. You gotta just accept what it is, move on with what it is, and let things happen. Let it ripple. Because there's a ripple effect to everything in life. You don't have just like, oh, I messed up 3,000 times and nothing is going to go supposed to go bad for me. You keep messing up, so you think ain't nothing gonna go bad. You know what I'm saying? So there's a ripple effect somewhere. It has to come back on you at some point. And I do believe that a lot of times people forget to expect that when it comes to certain things in life. They forget to expect the ripple effect that things do come back on you. All right. So that's why we're going to talk about these things today. We're going to throw out there that whole conversation that people hate to have, the parent that stayed. Because the parent that stayed, they failed to get a whole lot of understanding. They fail to get a whole lot of support because they're made to look like these bitter, angry people. And that could be male or female, because as soon as if just as much as a man has control of his children and has custody and all of that, the world looks to him as like he was forced to take them from her or something. Like it was probably easy. So, we're going to talk about that today. But first and foremost, let's jump into the quote of the day. And that is, at the end of the day, the most overwhelming key to a child's success is the positive involvement of parents. At the end of the day, there has to be some positive involvement, because what else are you giving that child? What else are you giving that child if you're not giving them the key to something, the key to success, the key to understanding, the key to quality, some financial freedom? What are you giving that child? No, we ain't gonna just ever overlook it. We gotta be serious about these things, because a lot of these things come back on whether or not the child has or doesn't have. That's normally how it works. You'll know how much how hard a person is going with how a child is living. Child living good, that they that parent going their hardest. And I'm talking about, it could be so good to the point where a child could be living so good to the outside world to think two parents handling that, and it's just one. The things that they know, their common sense, their educational sense, the cleanliness of their body, the way that they're groomed, the way that they're taken care of, the things that they know about how to survive in this world. Those things are important. So when a child is well condensed with those things, that means that parent is doing well. It's a lot of reasons why you'll never be able to take away what a person is doing in a child's life because of how that child turns out. You can't even begin to try to question anybody's, especially that parent that stayed. What you gonna say? What you gonna say? Because the question is, why is there a parent that stayed instead of parents? Because children should be receiving equal revenues on both ends. They should be receiving on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So that alone means that if a child is only engulfed in the things that the one parent is showing and one parent is showing and one parent is showing, that mean they lacking. They lacking. You can't think that baby only supposed to get it from one side. No. No. So, all right. So, at the end of the day, the most overwhelming key to a child's success is the positive involvement of parents. So, your daily contributions to your children's life in a positive manner is going to most certainly give them a whole lot of the things that they're supposed to have to maintain their balance in this great universe that you got to be preparing them for. All right. That's what we're talking about today. That's what we're talking about today. Because we got to get to the bottom of some things, because like I said, it's a lot of times in these conversations where you're not hearing that what really has to go on with getting involved in parenthood. It's a lot. especially when you are a really good parent. It's a lot. It is a lot. It's one of the hardest things to do because you're put with so much responsibility. The responsibility of life is one thing. You can make a mistake, you can fall down, you can get back up, you can do it all over again. But you can't do that with parenthood. The expectation is real. It's real. We get too caught up in thinking that it's all about the glitz and the glamour and all of these things. Then them kids start growing up and they start showing you their individual selves, and then you looking at yourself like, "What I did wrong?" You ain't never even get to know your child. Y'all better talk, sit down, figure it out, get to know each other. Let that child know who you are. You get to know who that child is. No matter what area comes with your parenthood source. It don't matter how you do it. As long as your child is getting enriched in the things that they're supposed to do, that they can survive off of, because other things in life, children are going to turn to differently. It doesn't matter what they taught. They're going to sometimes just go a different direction anyway, because of what they want to do. So it's a lot of things you're gonna have to take off your back and be like, I can't sit up and hold this on me forever, because our children, just like us, we're gonna make the decisions that we want to make for our own lives. We're gonna consider our parents' feelings and thoughts and what they think we should be doing and all of that. But ultimately, that decision comes down to these college students and these grown children now. You just gotta hope that what you instilled in them was a good investment, and they were using that as a great opportunity. That's what you gotta hope. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta hope that, seriously. But for the most part, you don't have a whole lot of equity invested in your in the kid, because until they actually start being able to produce. So that's why you got so much money you putting toward them. Like, you're gonna make sure that you're gonna support their dreams, you're gonna do all that. That's the parent that stayed though. Yeah. Yeah, it don't just come, those type of things don't just come easily. You got to be an involved parent. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this conversation, because like I said, I want y'all to be give me y'all I want y'all to tune in and give me y'all feedback on this, because um there, like I said, the parent that stayed doesn't get enough credit. The parent that stayed doesn't get that like, oh, it's supposed, they get that it's supposed to happen thing. Well, wasn't it supposed to happen for the one that left? Wasn't it supposed to happen for everybody? Why was it supposed to just happen for me as the parent that stayed? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to stop putting y'allself an emotional look into things and be realistic. That male or that man or that woman that had to deal with um the upbringing and uh the upbringing and the raising, the putting together, taking care of the well-being, making sure they going to their doctor's appointments, and showing up for these school plays after hours or these dances after hours, needing this additional monies that people don't really have, but they provide. It's things that people have to do when they are the parent that stayed. I'm telling y'all. So let me I want y'all to be able to if anybody has conversations that they want to have, you can definitely drop it in the chat if you got some comments and things that you want to make. But I'm going to put the number up that you can call in on if you want to have that conversation. If you want to have that conversation with us online, if you want, because that's important. Sometimes we need to have people voice their opinions about certain things. This is an outlet as well as the opportunity to say what's on your mind, say what people don't say, because it's a lot of reasons why things go on, y'all. It's a lot of reasons. So today, like I said, we're talking about the parent that stayed, and we're going to talk about a series of three-part series of different reasons why these are designated parents that stayed, and or the topics of as to why. And the reason why I chose this is because this is, for one, this is what I believe in. This is not just something that it's studies that show it and all of that stuff, but this is something that I believe in because I think that there are a lot of times that parents are like busting their ass and they going hard and hard and hard and hard and hard, and they're like, you not only are they not getting any of the authenticity of being told, you know what, you're doing a good job. You know what I'm saying? Especially when a person done walked away. Because it's yes, more terms than not, a man will walk away more. But there are plenty of times in these situations where women check out. They check out too. And when it happens, it becomes like this whole thing where a person has to become like completely made over in their lives because there's nobody else to turn to. There's nobody else to look to. The same way when a woman has when they're walked out on and they're left with the children, you think that people just choose to just be like, okay, I want the kids. You think they just say, you think they just simply say, yeah, go ahead and live your life. I'll take the fucking kids. Do you think that's what people saying? No. It's expected. It's expected. So while we sitting around acting as if that the person that stayed did the service of what they're supposed to do, well then what was the person that walked away supposed to do? That's a very, very cold thing to say. Well, you ain't do nothing but what you were supposed to do. Oh, it's a very interesting way to look at it. It's a very interesting thing because it's things that are warped into the system that make you feel like you ain't got no choice. And now you're sitting up here stuck. And because you want to be this good person, you don't do nothing about it. You just let stuff go on and you try to be this strong enough person to do it on your own. And if you still getting the dirty looks, the judgy looks, child, who cares? Take care of these kids with me. That's what, like, people, that's what they thinking. You think a person care about how you feel? These children have to be supported. Okay? So, there are many situations that create a single parent. And we know that they can go both ways, but it's most common for the mother to be left to support the children on her own. And a lot of the reason why it's most common is because people feel like the mother just gonna do better at taking care of the kids anyway. But nobody thinks nobody thinks about the time that's consumed with it, how much time you're having to put into it when you don't get breaks, when you can't breathe, because every time if you walking out the house, somebody holding onto your leg, you go in the bathroom, they standing right there in the door crying because you using the bathroom like you're not allowed to use the bathroom. It's so many things, and nobody wants to hear, oh, you shouldn't have had them babies. Shut the fuck up. And yeah. So if you are the parent that stayed, it can sometimes feel impossible, and you more than likely never thought that there was another option because you could never understand how the other parent could turn their back so easily and walk away. You just keep going because you feel like there was no other choice. You did what you had to do to keep going and to keep your children healthy and safe. Now, when it comes to those situations when you are that parent that had to stay in a situation to raise a kid on your own, these are the reasons why I chose that, because these are the reasons, the three-part series I said that I mean, not three-part series, the categories I chose for this, because you got, with this particular thing, you got the designated single parent. I'm sorry, it's supposed to start with the dedicated single parent. Let's go back up one. All right, the dedicated single parent. So the dedicated single parent is the parent that takes a vow of commitment and authentic dedication to their role, making sure the child is protected, secure, has a solid foundation, and groomed in stability, love, and transparency. Now, the dedicated parent is one of those parents that becomes a single parent because they either have lost their partner by death or divorce or something like that. They've lost them by death or divorce, or like it's more like death, divorce, or incapacity, like where they have no control over who they are and they're just really, really messed up. Okay, so that's more so how the dedicated parent becomes that sole parent, because they literally had to, based on death, divorce, or incapacitation. Some of those things are just like, I don't even know how divorce got up under that, but some of those things are at least a little bit more easier to be understanding of. But okay, now then you have the designated single parent. And the designated single parent is the single parent who almost darn near got it happened by choice. I mean, no choice, because you're either the parent that it had no marriage, but y'all was in a relationship and they walked away and decided that they didn't want to be involved. That's a sad one. That's a sad one to me. That to me feels like, okay, it's a sad one to me. But you either got the parent that walked away because they just didn't want to be involved, but this one more so leans toward parents, people that are taking care of children in the households with their husbands, and they don't have the help of the husband or the wife. So y'all are both in the household, y'all are married, y'all are or together, whatever. And that I only giggle about it a little bit, y'all, because it's hard to believe that people do that. You in the house, but you really the only person that's doing everything for that kid in that house. You know what I'm saying? So you are one of the people that they call the designated single parent. Let's see. The parent with no choice. The parent with no choice. Those who are raising their kids alone because of separation, death, nothing, and or a dedicated co-parent. Yes. Now those are, we talking about normal separations and all of that too. Divorce. That's what divorce supposed to feel like. I don't know how it came up under dedicated parent, but divorce, which includes separation, and walking out on, death, and just someone that's not being a dedicated co-parent. So those have left a person to have no choice but to take care of the kids on their own, right? Because now you have decided that you wanted to have this child, but then now we have this child and you just said, I don't care anymore, I'm done. It also detailed that being a single parent with no choice is also due to people who choose their children's upbringings first. So like if you, because we have seen it to where people have not been able to decide on when they can take care of their kids. It's times where, okay, sometimes a person in a bad situation and another parent has to take on the ownership and doing everything for the kid. But then there are other times when they're the parent is in a good situation and they just don't give a damn. They just ain't there. They just like, I'm not, I just don't want nothing to do with it. So that's a parent that's left with no choice. You ain't got, you're doing it because you're doing it alone, because you ain't have a choice but to do it alone. You don't have a choice but to do it alone. So though these are reasons why these categories are selected. So back to the dedicated parent. The dedicated parent that decided that regardless of whatever happened in the death or the demise of their partner, their children was going to get this wonderful upbringing. They were going to do this, and that. That don't make that the other categories any less contingent on being a dedicated parent, though. It just does not. It has no rhyme or reason to say that, oh no, we can't accept this, we can't accept that. It's literally one thing or the other. Because if a person, to me, it doesn't matter where you fall. If you fell under the designated parent, the parent with no choice, other dedicated parent. If you are there and you did everything that child need, you are 100% a dedicated parent. 100%. 100%. 100%. So I don't understand people who don't give those people understanding. These people are doing way more way more than anybody when you are a person in a position to where that child is you're the only person the child has. You're the only, if that person is the only person the child has, there is no way that no one should be feeling like, okay, I should most certainly be more supportive of what she's doing other than, or what he or she's doing versus what the other parent is doing, because this person is actually there doing it. They're gonna do it regardless, whether you support it or not. But if you telling a person that them being absent is okay, or you're telling them that you still support them in any other part of their lifestyle, but they don't take care of their children, and you okay with that? You okay with being around a person who feels that way? That's weird. That's weird. It's weird. How can you even have any constant conversations with somebody who disown or don't do nothing for? I don't care if it's time they spend or time they let. How do you not have some type of understanding for those people who are the ones that stayed? I'm so confused. I'm so confused that it makes you question other tactics of how people think. It definitely does, because if you can sit up and believe in your mind that it's okay, that is okay to continue to go forth and you just have a good time of your life. This your child you don't know what's going on with the child. You don't know what's going on because you out of town, you hanging out, you doing this, you living here, you doing that, you doing this, you taking your time living your life. But these people that's taking care of your kid on a regular basis, you ain't giving them no satisfaction of helping more, stepping in, becoming a designated person in your child's life, being there more. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible for you to want to have a good relationship, even with the child, if you're not even being able to do the things that you're supposed to do for that child. So that's why. So today, as we're discussing the parent that stayed, we're going to talk about the possibilities of the fact that, or the impossibilities that they have to go through just to be that parent. There's so many obstacles that people have to teeter through, because sometimes people don't make it easy for you just because they don't want to have to deal with any of the legal mumbo jumbo. Nobody wants to go through all that. So a lot of times you got the parent that stayed that just stay out of the way from doing that. They just do what they're supposed to do with their child. They just do what what they're supposed to do with their child. That's all they do. Next thing you know, you mad because things come through the pipeline. You don't, most of the time, person don't know nothing about it. And then y'all be so mad about some of these women and men that have to use public assistance, but y'all don't gave them no choice because you walked away. So that means you took away any type of help that you might be able to conveniently give to your child. Y'all be so upset about what they got to depend on. Yes, I don't appreciate it. Sometimes it bothers me that people abuse the system, but the system abused the system. All I'm saying is we get so upset that these people have to rely on certain resources in their lifetime to help take care of their child, and the parent on other parent ain't even beginning to help. So how do y'all think I'm supposed to do this stuff? I'm supposed to do it alone? Some people can't do it alone. Some people can't. Y'all, you can't make a person feel like it's their divine duty to go get 3 and 4 jobs just to make sure that this child, this child, this child, this child is taken care of when they all have a father. Especially if you was married, y'all was married. Now y'all divorced, you just say, I'm done. You got the kids, you deal with it. No. We got to stop doing these things and stop thinking that it's okay to ignore the parent that stayed. Because while you decided to walk away based on things, preference in your life, your own decisions, because you don't want to deal with being a parent and left your situation. And now your child has to be raised solely by that one parent on every level. Because even if you were put on child support, a lot of times plenty of people don't even have to pay it or do it. They don't do it. They supposed to. They just don't. Everybody ain't getting picked up going to court for it. So we got to stop that. We got to stop thinking that the parent that stayed just deserves to have to deal with this, and that. No, they don't deserve to deal with nothing, because just like one person, just like the person who left decided to leave, it's not like we didn't both decide to have this child. So we have to stop doing that. We have to stop sitting up here making it seem like one person should be held totally responsible for what everything those children need. I'm talking about children are expensive, and we're not saying that it's not worth it. Because one thing about it, if you got them, it's beautiful, it's worth it. It definitely is. It definitely is. But what is not given. What is not given is the fact that one person should have to deal with it, right? It's not given that, because it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be in any type of disparity that's going to bring any harm or interjection to how that child is supposed to be living. None of that. So, yes, I think that there are going to be plenty of times where people are going to walk away. Y'all, but stop being so focused on the people who walk away and decide to just say, I don't want to have anything else to do with that child. I'm done with that child. The mama could do it. I ain't want to do that anyway. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And yes, you did. If you knew what was going on, it's times where people get tricked and all that kind of stuff happen. But today we talking about them times where you knew what was going on and you knew what was happening. And you chose to decide to quit. And you were able to sleep at night, and you were able to roll over, and you were able to do all that. You don't know what's going on with the child. You don't even know if the parent, if the child, the other parent is alive or not. You wouldn't know it anyway until they start coming looking for you. Because now it's time for you to take the child on or something. It's obvious when people don't care. But that person that stayed, we're not gonna continue to ignore what they have to deal with to make sure that those children are taken care of well. Insurance. That's the number one priority these days. As soon as your child is born, there needs to be insurance. Life insurance, day-to-day health and well-being, school curricular and all of that type of stuff, food, grooming, housing. Well, housing should have been up there and one of them number ones. I'm telling you, because it's needed. The things that come along with housing, the benefits of having a parent with a car. I'm just on 10. Okay. Dang, I already made it to 10. That's fast. I said the day-to-day stuff. If they get sick, 10. If they need field trips, all this, et cetera, 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 et cetera. Because it's never ending. It's never ending. Even when they graduate from high school, it's never ending. They have to go to college, don't they? Especially for the ones who are going to go. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It never ends. When you are a parent that truly cares about your children, what you do for them goes to no extent, no limits. There's nothing that you won't do. Nothing. I'm being very transparent with you. You will go to the end of the world for your child. You'll do things for your child that you wouldn't even think you'll do for yourself. That's the parent who stays. Now, it's parents, like I said, when on that category of the designated parent, this is one of the reasons why I feel sorry for the designated parent, because like I said, you living in the house with a partner and you still the only one taking care of your kid. Because they so consumed with, I pay the bills and I help do this and I do that. But you ain't got no interaction, or you ain't helping out, you ain't going to this, you ain't showing up at baseball games. It's like that parent is a single parent. I know people to this day who have that relationship. And until they actually spoke to somebody about it, they thought all of it was okay. They was like, I just thought it was okay because that's my partner. And it was like, well, if that's what, if you feel like it's okay, then can continue doing it because you feel like it's okay. Nobody else on the outside of your relationship should tell you or make you feel what you feel is or isn't. Because I don't need validation for what I want to do in my relationship. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Period. So, and most of the time, if it's something if I care more about doing other than anybody else, I'm going to do it without telling you. Because I'm going to do it. But when the person it's these people who say they're afraid to ask for support. They're trying to gather that this is a realistic thing that's in their life. You know, they're the only ones that's having to do it. You got a whole lot of good days, but sometimes you have just as many bad days as you have good days, just because you are the parent that stayed. You're going to have days of mental questioning. You're going to have days where you feel like you're not doing your best. You're going to have days where you question if you're a good parent or not. You're going to have days where you sitting there trying to realize if you're even a good person or not, because you're the only person in this child's life. You're like, what did you do wrong? What happened here? How did you choose this person to do this and do this and do this? And a lot of times the survival of the fittest out here when you really think about it. Like I said, the parent that stayed ain't always stayed because they wanted to stay. Some of them ain't had no choice. Where this child gonna go? The daddy walked away. What I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do? So that child had to have somebody, and that's how a lot of them feel when they had no choice in the situation. They be like, my child had to have somebody. I couldn't just be gone. I had to do it. And no matter how you might feel about their tactics, they stayed. Y'all have it's now if a child is getting abused and molested and sold and pimped and all that type of stuff, yes, take the child on away from that crazy bitch. They don't deserve them. But if they still getting taken care of, well, the only person who questioning their sensibility is the parent. They'll learn from you in a lot of ways than one, because you're providing so much for them, even when you know for a fact that you had children because you wanted to give your wife a child or you wanted to give your husband a child. You know for a fact of why you're doing what you're doing, because those children deserve it. So there's no question in your mind that you're going to do what you're going to do. That's why you became the designated parent. You didn't ask for it. You weren't geared to it, being reared to it in any direction. It wasn't something you just said, let me get. But it happened. And you became the parent that stayed. Cause the other one said, fuck it, I'm done with it. I don't give a fuck. And y'all sit up, and I'll be so upset with seeing certain posts and actions to things where they be like, well, you chose that baby daddy, they chose that baby mama. These people chose each other. That don't mean that they should be responsible for their actions. I can't be responsible for the actions of the person I had my children from. I can't. People change. I can't be responsible. And you want to sit up here and say, that's their fault. That's their fault. No, that's their fault. They left. They decided I can put on the hat of being a parent and take that bitch off whenever the fuck I want to. They decided that. You don't jeopardize and criticize and take advantage of the person who stayed. You don't have the right to condemn. The other parent don't have the right to condemn. The other parent family shouldn't be condemning. Nobody shouldn't have nothing to say because you walked away. Showing up in a person's life every couple months, once a week, don't make you no parent. People got to put some respect on the parent that stayed. Point blank, period. That day-to-day life, every day, I'm here for you type of stayed. That type of stayed. Not that, oh, I can come around when I want to type of stayed. I pick them up every other week type of stayed. That's not what. What's the balance in that? You got to be involved. You have to be involved. You have to be involved. And there's gonna come a time in the life that you have with while you're around here with your children, and they're going to tell you what they really think, and you're going to have to listen to what they really feel. And then it's going to be things that they say that's going to hurt your damn feelings, because even as a parent who stayed, they didn't spare your feelings. These children don't spare no feelings. What they feel is what they're going to interject and tell you about. You hurt my feelings when you said this. I ain't like when you did that. I don't like when you be handling me like this. La 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 la. That stuff gonna be told. These children don't hold back. A lot of it ain't even respectfully when they say it. That's when you gotta check them. But for the most part, all I'm saying is that they're speaking their minds. And when they speak their minds, it gives a whole different understanding of who they are. We have to be giving and understanding and interceptive of what we're dealing with when it comes to these children. We have to be. We have to be. Because as the parent who stayed, I'm the parent who set up every night, making sure that that child ate properly, did their homework properly, made sure they bath water hot, made sure they got clean underclothes, made sure they got clean clothes, made sure the clothes that they ready to wear to school the next day clean, making sure that they got lunch money or whether or not they got lunch. Ain't nobody else checking into that because that's not their job, because they checked out a long time ago. Give the parent that stayed their props. Give it to them. Either you do it, because I'm telling you, these kids also are ungrateful. They feel like everything that was supposed to be done for them was supposed to be done for them. But people left, remember? People left. People walked away. What's up, P-Dub? Thank you. Definitely. People walked away. I'm telling you, we sitting up here thinking to ourselves that I should be telling this little girl it's all right that her daddy ain't no good daddy because she still was well taken care of. Don't say nothing about my daddy then. Just talk about what my mama did. I don't want to hear nothing about my daddy. If my daddy didn't do nothing, what you brought him up for? Everything ain't that you get wasn't supposed to happen for you, because it's supposed to happen with two people. So now people having to bust their ass to make sure that you have double the love, double the fun, and double the pleasure in your life, because you are the parent that stayed. So it's expected. Who else gonna do it? 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 And very much so entitled. Very much so entitled. I have things that my children say to me that make me feel like, oh, y'all, so you telling me this at 19 and 20? How long you gonna be able to tell me this? That you think is gonna be fine? No. You better tell that parent, you better remind you, even your kids got to be reminded, even your children got to be reminded that you the parent that stayed. Sometimes they got to be reminded of that, because I feel like they try you with that entitled bullshit anyway. Because yes, I have made your life so comfortable, because not only one did I feel that this was my job to do, because I'm supposed to protect you and make sure that you have a good foundation, and to make sure that everything in your life is going respectfully well for you. So of course, it's what I'm supposed to do. but you got to learn how to appreciate it. Exactly. You don't have to. You don't have to say anything. She said, I don't speak negatively on my baby daddy because my daughter will see him for herself. So therefore, you don't have to. You don't got to say nothing. I don't never make a person feel any type of way about mine. I care not to. I know what I do every single day, and I know what I show up and be every single night. I'm never going to ever stop doing the things that I need to do for you because I know for at this time of your life, you're never going to stop needing me. So I'm gonna always be the parent that stayed. Because I've never been given the opportunity to put this hat on and take this hat off. When I go to work, I gotta make the choices that I choose in my day-to-day life surrounding you. I have to make sure that I make trips surrounding you. I have to make sure that I choose people that I can trust because of the things that I do need to do for you. I remind her all the time I do this alone. I know that's right. I know that's right. I ain't got to say nothing negative about nobody, baby, but I'm going to let you know something, boo, by myself. By myself. Straight up. Know when I want to, when I don't want to. No checking in and checking out. No sending payments when you want to send payments. No, none of that. Because I ain't never believed in child support. I don't believe in all that, So I believe that a person gets what they put out in. You put as much as you put, you're going to get as much out of your child as you put into your child. That's right. You're definitely going to get as much out as you put in. So the comfort level of that child coming to you, reminding you that that you had to, like, I'm serious, y'all. Like, it's so many times when you have to get up, like, as that parent who stayed, as that constant parent, as that person that's always been there, that parent that has to make sure that they breathing correctly, if they got problems when they sick, how they move when they sick, the fever, because you up worrying all every single night, making sure that your child is taken care of. You don't know what the other parent doing, and the other parent don't know what the child even going through. Because you think I'm finna pick up the phone and call you and tell you what's going on? My whole life is built around that child. So when you decide that you can check in and check out, it lets me know what your life is built around. It's built around you. It's selfish. It's selfish. So now your child has to deal with this, and your child has to deal with that. And your child got to go through this, and your child got to go through that. Because some people don't know how to climb out of the holes that they fall in. Some people don't have a strong backbone of their own where they can reach behind them and pick themselves up. Everybody don't have that. I be one of the dogs. I know that's right. Everybody don't have it though. Everybody don't have that strong backbone. Everybody don't have that support system. So when they say that you don't want to lean on nobody because you've been doing it alone for so long, you think how it's never gonna be easy to lean on somebody when you've been doing it alone. It's hard to even trust that you gonna even, if you say you're gonna pick my kid up, it's gonna be hard for me to trust that. I'm gonna have to be calling the first 3 times I ask you to do it. I'm gonna call just to make sure you did it, just because I ain't used to nobody really stepping in and helping. And sometimes it be like that because everybody don't have that. Everybody don't have that. Being the parent that stayed, you got to do a whole lot more. Your security system for your child is totally different. I believe in child support, but I don't believe in modification because it might backfire. That's true, P. I done seen it backfire on some people too. And it's not that I don't believe in child support, because some of these people deserve child support. Some of these mammies and daddies, some people deserve it. It's serious, because I strongly believe in this. Everything that you have, your child should have. So if you got good health insurance, why your child don't? If you got a roof over your head, why your child's parents struggling to provide it? If you got clean, nice, fresh clothes on, why your child don't got back to school clothes, birthday clothes? I don't care about them holidays. I care about you showing up when it ain't no holiday. It's things that you're supposed to do for your children on a regular basis, bro. Like, it's just that way. I don't know how people go to sleep at night and think it's okay. I don't know how people, I just don't understand. I don't understand how you can lay your head down and just feel like, I don't know what's going on with my kid, or don't even think about it. You don't even think about it? And then so people be reverted in, and they keep their feelings closed in because now the world look at them as being this bitter, angry person. Damn right, they should be bitter. Why? Or angry, or they should feel some type of way sometime, because why not? Why would you not feel some type of way sometime when you sitting up here and you can't even you see? That's why don't let me find out what's going on in your life and it's a struggle with taking care of your children. Don't do that. That's wrong. Don't even let them see that. It took years for me to get used to my husband helping me. I'm telling you, it's a whew. When you do it by yourself, it's hard to be very, very like trusting to anybody. It's just hard to be that way. Like how you wake up every day knowing, just like how you wake up every day broke and just be like, I'm gonna stay broke today. So if you have that concept, that's why I know some deadbeat ass people out here. Because if you got that concept where you don't even believe in making sure that you got money in your pocket every day, I know you ain't taking care of your kid. I know you ain't taking care of your kid. Let's focus on the parent that stayed. Y'all step up and talk about them. Put them in real perspective. Remind them of how great they are for never giving up. Because it's times where you can go in your room and cry your eyes out because you know once you get paid next week, you're going to be broke the next day because you got to pay all this, make sure the kid got this, because you have nobody to rely on. Even if you sometimes having a significant other really just help compensate for the things that you might have not had. It's not easy out here. And then these people around here free balling and free basing. I give you your flowers. I want to remind you that there are no time like this time to pat yourself on the back and say, I know I deserve what I'm getting. Because how? Because just because I chose you as the person that I'm having a baby from doesn't mean I chose to bring heartache to this child. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. All right. That's just some bullshit. So whether you are the dedicated parent because you was either put into this situation again because your partner died or they got incapacitated or something going on, whether you the designated parent because you living in a full-blown course relationship and you taking care of the kid by yourself, or you the parent with no choice. Being a parent with no choice makes you just as dedicated and designated as any other parent. You just ain't want to have no damn kids. That's just that. So, as the breakdown continues, we gotta remind people when they come and let you. If anybody want to try to make you feel bad, because this moving forward in life, it's not about trying to protect nobody's feelings and make another person look good, bitch. If you don't do nothing, you don't do nothing. If you don't do nothing, you don't do nothing. But I ain't gonna, cause I ain't finna sit up in nobody's face no more and just let you play in my face, and I'm standing there like, oh yeah, we did it. I'm not playing in my own face. So y'all stop letting people play in y'all face, or even stop playing around giving people kudos and credit for stuff they ain't did. When it comes to these children, you that parent that stayed, and nobody else deserves that credit. You did all that, still doing it. There's a lot of y'all still got young children. Don't ever let nobody make you feel. Don't ever let nobody play in your face about what you do and don't do for your child. You ain't taking no credit for nothing. You ain't taking no credit for nothing that I do for my child. I'm not letting you have the room to take any credit for anything that I do for my child. I'm the dedicated parent and the designated parent by choice with some of my kids and by force with another. See what I'm saying? And it still make you a fully dedicated parent because you still doing it with the designated side and the dedicated side. I'll be reminding people all the time where it's becoming this strategic now when it comes to people even choosing to have children. You got for every single mother that is that's raising children, there's 1 in 6. So for every 6 single mothers, there's 1 single father. The numbers are increasing because women walking away too. It's crazy. How you drop a kid? How you just drop your kid into this plan and just say, I don't want nothing to do with it. Like I said, if in the beginning, when the dedicated parent, they had no choice. It's a lot of them that have no choice. A parent died or a family became a member of the family became incapacitated. So they have no knowledge of what's going on anyway. But that parent with no choice and that designated parent, they have a choice every day whether they want to get up and deal with you. They have a choice every day whether or not they want to make your life miserable or beautiful. Because they never given up on you. We got to be grateful. We got to be grateful for the people who stayed. We got to be grateful for the people who said that I'm going to continue to give and give and give beyond my heart's desire to make sure that you have everything that you need. We got to be grateful. We have to teach these kids humility and teach them gratefulness so that we can start getting those flowers from our children, because I don't care about what the world sees. I care about what my children see. And I know that they know that everything that they've gotten in this world, they can look around and see 10 people without it. Kudos to all of y'all for being the parent that stayed. I appreciate y'all for tuning in today. I'm really honored to know so many people that had the opportunity or the option to say they left, I can leave too, and chose against that. I'm proud of that. We have a lot more of that than we have of the they left, I'm gonna leave too. We got a lot more of the ones who stayed versus the ones who said I don't want nothing to do with it. So I'm really grateful to people that gave dedication to their children. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Peace.